So I want to show you a few ways to get a little bit more out of the free images that you get, especially in the context of building this chalkboard. So if we're going to build a chalkboard in PowerPoint, I've got this simple frame here. The easiest thing to do is just go ahead and create an image and then put it in here in the frame, and then create a color scheme that kind of works. Turn off the background, and that works. And if you want to get a little fancier, you do an inset shadow here. Let's oops, hold on. Let's see. Let's do a shadow. We'll do an inset shadow, and then you can create some separation with the frame. And I think that looks really nice. You can put a gradient in there, that would work. But let's say you want a more realistic chalkboard look. So a couple things you can do. One is you just do insert clip art, and then you see what you have available for free. So I did a search for chalk. You can do chalkboard, and you can see you get quite a few different chalkboard options. So this image here, for example, this came from this image. So what I did is I see, well, there's a whole big chunk of open chalkboard space. So I'm going to do select this image. I'm going to crop it and get rid of the lettering. And now I've got a chalkboard image that's going to work for me. And then I don't even care, I can stretch it, it doesn't really matter. And so this works for me. Send it to the back, and it looks really nice, I think. And so that's what I did on this particular, on this image right here. Now what I also did is an inset shadow, so it created a little bit of separation. But basically you've got this nice chalkboard piece. The other thing is you can change the color on it. Right now it's green, but what if you wanted something that looks a little more gray? So you just go to Format. You can have the color options here, so you can do a color correction, and you can see there are some different options if you want them a little bit more saturated, or something that's a little more grayish or whatever, or even if you want to go with a different color. But you've got that chalkboard look that's going to work for you. So that's kind of nice. And what I would do, since you get these for free, is I would cut out some chalkboard pieces and just right click and save these as chalk pieces, and then you've got them anytime you want a chalkboard. Another option is, well, let me go to this one here. So here's the free image that I found. Let's say you like this chalkboard. It actually looks pretty good, except you don't want the whistle on there. So here's a real simple tip. So a couple things you can do. One is you can duplicate this. So I'm going to duplicate the image. So I've got the image duplicated, and what I'm going to do is just crop it so I've got the whistle out of there. So I just have to take the cropping tool. Let's crop the whistle out here, and then you can stretch it if you want to. You can play around with it, but you can see that you can cover the whistle that way. And you can play around with getting just the right look on there. Now once you crop it, you can use this the picture effects tools. You've got a soft edge, so you can use a soft edge, and that'll help blend that into the frame a little better, so when you crop it, it doesn't look as obvious. Of course, you have to play around with that, but it's a simple way to get rid of it. The other thing you can do is just crop it out, completely, and not use that. So you can just do that, and now you've got a chalkboard that works for you, because this particular one works fine this way. So there are a lot of things you can do. The main thing is take advantage of the free things. Let me show you one other thing. Let's say you want a hand for the chalkboard, but so that you can use it to look like this, so like it's writing on the chalkboard. Well, what you can do, if you had a different tool, you can cut this out in Photoshop or something. But in PowerPoint 2010, you can do that as well. So what you do is format it, go to Remove Background, and then just frame it up. I'm running out of time, so let's see how fast I can do this. So I'm going to frame it up. You can see it does a pretty good job for the most part. So what I'm going to do is just remove some areas. I'm going to do this real fast. Let's see what it does. It actually did a pretty good job. I'm happy with it this way. So now I've got a hand, and I'm going to crop it to make the image smaller. Here, we'll just go ahead and keep this. Now I've got a hand. Let's put it on our chalkboard to see what it looks like. And so now I've got a hand I can use